If your brain feels like a browser with 47 tabs open, you don't need to meditate, you just need to move mindfully. In this short sequence, I'm going to share with you my techniques, what I do in order to give me a little more clarity, so I'm less distracted in my mind, which helps me be more present as a dad and as a husband, and just helps me be a better person overall. Before we start, I want to clarify what I mean by mindful movement. That means I'm going to be moving my body, I'm going to be creating various shapes, but my mind is actually on other things in terms of how I'm breathing. So I'm trying to distract my mind, the monkey mind that's going to jump from one thought to another. I'm going to give it something to focus on, which is going to be the way that I'm breathing, and I want to connect with that. I want to feel that happening in my body. Again, this is yoga tradition, but also science. Science proves and has shown time and time again that mindful movement and mindful breathing can completely change your brain and can rewire your brain. And that's what we're going to try and do today. I'd like you to start on all fours in the cat-cow position, and then breathe in through the nose as you arch the back, trying to create a curve in your back. And as you breathe out of your nose, tuck in your chin and really round into your back. I'm just going to move the microphone there. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. From here, I want you to sit back, and you might find this a little bit awkward on your ankles and your backside. If you're a man watching this and you have a missus, I'm sure she's got a block around the house, a yoga block, or grab whatever you can, a cushion maybe. And I just want you to place that behind you, so when you sit back, you have something to rest on. I don't really need it, but you know, some of you might. Just sit back like this, there. And watch how I round my back. I'm just going to take the microphone off so it's not annoying there. And just breathe in through the nose. Hold your breath and breathe out of the nose. Again, breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out. So I'm mindfully breathing, yet my lower back is releasing and stretching each time I breathe out of the nose. It is such an effective exercise, so simple. And that's the other thing about what we're doing. I'm simplifying the process. I'm trying to get you to see how simplistic all of this is. It doesn't need to be fancy or complicated. Social media does a great job of making everything seem like it requires so much skill, but it really doesn't. You just need a space, as I've got, and all you need then is to just follow some really basic instructions. Relax your back. There we go. And then just bring yourself up, and then extend one leg out at a time. And we're going to come into what's called Paschimottanasana, which is a seated forward bend. Now, don't get stressed by this if you're a man. I know how it feels, because you're going to start doing this and it defeats the whole purpose of what we're doing. I want you to take your hands either side of your hips, and can you see my knees? They're bent. I'd like you just to sit back. There we go. Keeping your knees bent, just reach forward for your feet, holding on to the outside. I generally don't hold the top because, it can irritate your sciatic nerve if you've had a history of back pain. So just hold on to the outside of your feet, just there. And this might be enough. I don't want you to feel like you have to be super bendy, and you don't. Breathe in, hold your breath, and breathe out. And you might find you can straighten your legs a little bit more, as long as you don't let go with your hands. There. Again, this is not a fancy flexibility position. This is just improving the movement in and around my lower back. You can see how I just gently rock side to side, and my focus is on the way I breathe. There we go. From there, from that position, just come into butterfly. Bring your heels in towards your groin and let your feet fall out. Holding onto your feet allows you to maintain better posture. Not that this is wrong, it's not at all, but it just helps you there. And I'm just going to close my eyes, breathe in, and breathe out. And you know it's working because you feel a sense of calmness in you when you're breathing out of your nose. You feel like your shoulders are light and your kind of groin just sinks. It does feel easier. And then just ease off once again, and then come back into the earlier pose. Sitting back, just reach forward and breathe. Nothing fancy, nothing fancy. Bring your hands down either side of your backside and take your weight forward and sit back. You might want to strap for this. You might want to take a towel and hold it around your foot, or hopefully you can just hold onto your foot like that. I'm going to take my right knee out ever so slightly to stretch my groin, and I'm stretching the back of the leg. If you, however, feel like this is too much, you can bring your knee back again. Okay, just there. I'm not trying to force my knee towards me. I'm just trying to hold and breathe in and out of the nose. From there, just bend into your left knee and take the right foot or the ankle on the area above the left knee, just there. Feed your right hand through the gap, hold on, and there. And then what I want to do when I breathe out is pull the left knee in towards me, and you're going to feel it there in your hips. And again, just breathe in and out of your nose. It helps sometimes when I'm stretching here rather than in my studio, because nature just kind of reminds me of that Lao Tzu quote, how nature never rushes, yet everything is accomplished. It just reminds me to slow down and bring my kind of attention and awareness back to the basics, and the basics is breathing. Because as I switch sides by the way, I put this up on Instagram recently that the breath doesn't belong to you, it belongs to life that just passes through you for a moment, and only in that moment when it passes through are you alive. And so you realize then, without that breath, without that air coming in through the nose, you cease to exist as you are. It's very, very humbling, so it kind of brings you back to basics. Breathing. It's amazing to me how we take breathing for granted. Whereas if it stopped for a moment, it'd be all over for us. There. So when I breathe out, I'm just pulling that knee in. There. None of this is stressful. I feel a stretch, but none of this is demanding enough to take my focus away from my breathing. Then I want to extend my right leg forward, take my right hand and drag this knee, the left knee, across the body. Rotate over to the left, and there we go, reach, and I can just see my yoga frog, which my little one Zaki. Next to it is a tree that my 5-year-old planted, really sweet. When I breathe out, there we go. So again, even something like that can help my mind and my brain kind of be more peaceful with what I'm doing. If you're doing this in an environment that causes you stress, if you're doing this at work, it's never going to work. It has to be in a peaceful place. So if you have the luxury to do that, do it in the garden in the summer if it helps. So left leg straight, right knee in, and drag it across the body. Reach, there we go. My back just popped. Breathe out. That's it, feel everything sink. And ease off. This is the tough part now, getting up. I've been lying down for a moment. So you don't need to be too fancy with how you get up. There we go. That was the most ungraceful get up I've ever seen. That, my friends, is your kind of mental clarity sequence. That's what I teach and I share. And it's less to do with the poses, it's less to do with what we were doing and really what our focus was on, that we're trying to feel and reconnect to what keeps us alive, what keeps us who we are, just that breathing. If you're in a stressful job, my sympathies are with you. Unfortunately, the way life is, we can't escape the lives we're in. We're in the rat race, we have to pay the bills, we constantly put ourselves in these stressful situations. So by all means, do what you have to do to provide for your family. And if you do need the reset, if you just need to come back to basics, if you want to unlock your potential, if you want to create some mental clarity, then this sequence is here for you whenever you need it.